panoramic screens, living in the grand spatial dream. Visualize just what we mean. Innovation shaping our fate. Together we celebrate. From data to display, community lights the way. Liquid galaxy, we see it all. Technological marvel standing tall. Liquid galaxy, together we thrive. In the heart of the tech beehive. To the world you can see through panoramic screens, living in the grand spatial dream. Visualize just what we mean. Innovation shaping our fate. Together we celebrate. From data to display, community lights the way. Liquid galaxy, we see it all. Technological marvel standing tall. Liquid galaxy, together we thrive. In the heart of the tech beehive. To the world you can see through panoramic screens, living in the grand spatial dream. Visualize just what we mean. Innovation shaping our fate. Together we celebrate. From data to display, community lights the way. Liquid galaxy, we see it all.
Okay, it seems that everything is working. Let's cross finger. Hello, Mentor Yash, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Hello, Andrew. How are you?
At this moment, stress. This
Yeah,
thing of doing both presenting, preparing, producing live, it's totally terrible for me. But I know, I think just another earpiece I have inside the other earpiece is telling me that the sound is coming good. So let's
amazing.
wait. But also, let me start first. Oops. Let me start first. Or streaming at our lovely, great, fantastic
Discord.
Discord place.
Amazing. Yeah, that would be great.
1 second, just starting. Da, 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 dum. Do, 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 do. Guys are coming.
Also, it's lovely to see, I believe, more people join from Discord than from YouTube and even ask questions there.
Exactly. This is happening. We are having hello community. You
Hello,
can
everyone.
say hello on the Discord or in the YouTube, wherever you want. It's free today for you.
Amazing. Do we have the stream now in both places?
Actually, I think.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm super excited. So yeah, hey everyone, I am Yash. I am a Google developer expert onto the web as well as maps, as well as a senior mentor at the Liquid Galaxy project. Super excited about this one because we'll be talking and giving you a whole journey, an open source journey to the Google Earth at the Liquid Galaxy project.
Very
And just
nice.
brief,
We are not
uh,
starting. You have not
oh,
started. You can say whatever. We
okay.
haven't started. This is not the
Oh, okay.
beginning. So I
Okay.
think you are going straight to the thing, but this is not. We are
Oh,
still are waiting for the people to be on the Discord. I see 2, 4, 6, 12, 13 people, and people started to say hello. Deepen, Monty, Deepen, Kartik. So it is me or Andrew Boss is not coming. That's the point I need to know. Are you seriously, Kartik? Sir, you are not audible, so we have a problem. We
Okay.
need to repair this. What is this problem at all? Okay. I don't understand why. Same here. So, bed size, it's audible. Some says that it's not audible. We have a problem, but I know where the problem is. It's basically on Discord. Discord stage is not a good place to be.
Discord is very wonky. Yeah, Discord has been very wonky, and it does like these kind of things where the audio doesn't work and just doesn't work at the right time when it needs
So,
to.
guys, please tell us bed size. We are audible. Mentor Yash and me. And Abhi, I understand you are not listening to me. Kartik is saying the same. Deepak is saying the same. So, the most common situation or solution
Is
is
that
just leave the stash and come back again. Like Windows. You have to go out and come back.
at the same time, if someone is like able to hear us on the YouTube, just let us know there as well. So maybe we can just shift and make it like all YouTube, and maybe we
I
can
am actually listening to me on YouTube and you, and we are good on YouTube.
Okay. So yeah, if you are joining from Discord, maybe just try to check on YouTube if it like you find that, and then we can maybe just do it on YouTube. So yeah.
Let's wait for a few seconds.
Yeah.
It's audible. So Benayak says we are audible. So it's a
Fine.
matter of Discord, not us.
Yeah.
Sometimes, happens. So that's the reason we cannot start just straight.
Yeah.
We need some time to know that everything is on place, because it's difficult for me to test. So he'll join from YouTube. Actually, Kartik, please join the URL and then give me feedback, because actually I'm listening to me and to Yas and it's okay, but I prefer feedback from many kilometers away. We will wait for a second. So Yas, have you seen the streaming already?
Yeah.
You were seeing the streaming?
Yeah, I have seen it. We are very good on YouTube, so let's see.
No, but what I mean is that you saw now the beginning of today's streaming. It was a new opening.
Okay.
I ran the very first time the new animation for the streamings this year. We changed the initial animation. You know that every year we change it.
Yeah.
Today with you, not because it's you, because it's ready today. We
Amazing.
opened the new animation. Hello,
Amazing. Yeah,
Eternity. Do you listen to us, to Yash, Mentor Yash, and me? Hello? Give us your feedback, please. So later you will check it. It's a new animation developed by some of our colleagues at UTG Lleida and the Liquid Galaxy Lab students. Anyway, it's nice. It's nice. It's different from the other years. It's a change.
amazing. So yeah,
Let's
everyone
wait
in
for
the
a second.
yeah, just let us know if you can hear us on both these platforms, and let's just start after we can just get a good feedback from them.
Yeah. No is writing Neo. No, it's audible for me. Okay, so I understand voice is okay. It's a matter of the stage.
Yeah.
So people, if you have problems at the stage, just usually leave the stage and come back, and you see it will work again, usually. And I'm pretty sure YouTube streaming is good. So yes, thank you for coming today to train and present your experience to the Liquid Galaxy community. And the stage is yours. You can go. And at the end, we will answer the questions in Discord channel, stage. And some people, Nudner and Homesy Shower, is saying that we are audible on YouTube. So you can go now.
Amazing. So yeah, I was super excited about this event. We are in this training series for the Liquid Galaxy project. There are multiple of these that are happening. If you haven't watched, then just check it, all of those out. This one is a very special one to take you in an open source journey with Google Earth at the Liquid Galaxy, to let you know what's possible on Google Earth, what's possible on Google Map, because many of our applications even connect Google Maps and Google Earth, and we are able to get an experience where something is visible on an application on a phone on Google Maps, as well as it is showcasing on the Liquid Galaxy, which is the Google Earth cluster. So yeah, I am Yash. I am a Liquid Galaxy project senior mentor, as well as I am a Google developer expert onto the web and maps. And let's get started. So the very first thing that I'm going to show here is about like Google Earth, and we are just loading into the state. We are just loading into showing like what's possible with the Google Earth, and this is also brought with the help of the Google Maps team. I had the chat with the Google Maps folks, and they got us to know that there are multiple things that are happening onto the Maps platform, and they are very similar to the things that we have leveraged over the years on Google Earth. And let's just see what's the possibilities and the things that we could create so that we have very great projects into the Google open source, and we can just use their Google Maps platform as well as use our Liquid Galaxy together. So the things that I really loved about Google Earth as well as about the Google 3D maps is about how immersive and how interactive they are. There is photorealistic maps, high performance rendering. There are rich visuals that we can see. We can zoom into different locations, watch across different places. We can orbit around those. We have some apps like the La Palma application. I'll be talking later on, does those things onto the La Palma region. There are multiple apps that are helping out to see these real kind of views and let us know, feel that we are actually in this place and give us that headless VR experience. The visualizations are customizable in a sense that we can add markers, we can add some kind of balloons on top of it, we can add polylines or polygons, and we can just make all those 3D models as well. There are multiple applications that also visualize 3D-ness into the Google Earth, as well as we can do those onto the Google Map. A kind of sync experience between those two is not very far from reality, because it has been done and can be done. And this is like one of the possibilities of using the Liquid Galaxy. Animations and interactions are possible. We love to see great animation and great camera control. Maybe a flyover and a fly to different locations is something really nice, or an orbit across a place is very nice. The Google Maps offers cloud-based map styling, so that is very good. If you have an application, let's just take example of the Flutter application of La Palma. What I have there is I have a satellite version of Google Maps. That's a 2D map, but we can actually make 3D maps as well as we have the Liquid Galaxy. So we are able to control the Liquid Galaxy or the Google Earth just by making motions or movement onto the Google Maps. We can make tilt, twist, drag, and all kind of motions there. As well as we are able to visualize things. We have different kind of affected areas, as well as the lava flow and all those different kind of categories that I love to call them tracks. And we send those KML data onto the Google Earth. The very nice thing is that these are easy to use, these are accessible out of the box, and you have to just worry about the KML stuff and worry about the application or the controller that you make. So yeah, I would love you to have these kind of map and earth experiences and sync them up and make those kind of things do wonders onto the Liquid Galaxy. Oh yeah, let's just take a look at like what are the use cases and what are the things. We have like area exploration. We can have like kind of apps which are like photoreal 3D, and I have seen like city planners. There is a smart city dashboard which was built by Prayag, one of our contributors back in years, and we had like these kind of applications that are able to like plan out infrastructure and all that. We have digital storytelling applications. The La Palma application shows or the story about how we have ceremoniated the community build up who have helped out in this very tragic event of the La Palma. Was this very huge mishap. The Cumbre Vieja volcano erupted around 1800 kilometers of land had this lava flow. There was 300,000 tons of sulfur dioxide that got spread, but the people did not give up. They made sure that we can just build back, and they had these wonderful events there. One such was the Tenerife GG event that I got to show my app virtually to. And I really love the digital storytelling that is brought into aspect by this Google Earth. There is also infrastructure management. There could be different places, routes, and point of interest that we could show onto. And you can see the kind of visuals that are shown here. And I would want to like have these kind of stuff. You have these kind of immersively, you are showing these kind of stuff and making those kind of experiences would be really nice. The next thing I want to show here is like how we have this. I won't be starting off this video, but I just want to say that we have like a kind of a view where we have polylines and we are able to make markers across it. We can walk down that path and we can make kind of street view experiences as well, where we are walking down the street view. And these are like really great apps. They show the power of maps, and we can communicate the maps and earth and make sure that we can do that onto the Liquid Galaxy. And I want you to be someone who is like at this moment seeing this and is like someone who wants to like explore and build those kind of applications, that would be really nice. I would want you to like have ideas popping in your head as you see these kind of examples. Let's just go to the next slide instead and see that we have also some apps that are like examples of how 3D buildings can be shown, and we can have like a fly to or a fly around on the maps. This is something that we also consistently do onto the Liquid Galaxy. We have something called a tour or a kind of an orbit. We send that orbit.kml. It makes an SSH connection and allows the Liquid Galaxy or the Google Earth to have this 360 viewing experiences, which is really nice. And I would want you to like use this power of 3D maps. This is like some really loved features about the Google Maps. You can use it onto your Flutter applications. You can all use it onto your web applications with some kind of pricing where we can just set up a key which can be like configured from outside. Make sure to not share any key in the code. Do not open source those part of your applications, and you can just add it to maybe local storage from outside as an input, and then maybe use it and just see those kind of features. And later we will be able to set up with our own keys and be able to see those kind of features. This is more of a high like viewpoint, like how I wanted to show, like give you an overview of the application and the things that are possible to be made. There's also these kind of immersive things that you would really love, like you would feel like you are actually visiting those destinations without leaving your home. That's possible with 3D maps, which is on par with the Google Earth, which is like on par with what we have on the cluster visualization. There are applications around cycling, hiking, and driving. I remember one such application which involved a hardware where you can walk on a treadmill and it lets you visit onto the street view experience. And these are like kind of things that like really bring out the creativity in me, like what's possible. And one thing that I want to call out right here is you should bring your own ideas. Like if these things fascinate you, if these things are like bringing ideas to you, then do not be afraid to share them with us and let us know like what's possible with the Google Earth, what's possible on the Google Maps, like what are the things that could be made, what are the immersive traveling which could involve some bit of hardware, maybe could be an app that controls, maybe could be something else. And let us know, and we could like help you discover those possibilities, give you the technical guidance of it to make it. And maybe we can do very great work that could help both the Google Maps as well as us at the Liquid Galaxy, and that would be like really phenomenal for the open source part as well as for the Liquid Galaxy community. The next thing I want to show that how much of enhanced kind of 3D view, like you can see the city of Zaragoza. There are different cities which have 3D maps enabled. I was just checking out the places that were like having more of the city maps. I saw that many of the Europeans terrains and all the places in the city view of them have like 3D maps, as well as we have 3Dness onto the Google Earth, which have like 3D mapping data. I believe it is still to be available for India. There are like more of the 2D maps where do not give you that kind of like surreal view. But most of the places in, I believe, US as well as Europe, and I believe it would be coming into more places in Asia and including India as well, where we will have this kind of 3D, rich 3D experiences, feeling like we are actually visiting those buildings. And if those kind of things could be just marked with like maybe a historical landmark kind of an app that shows all the historical places, maybe museums and all that, maybe you could have a 3D model on top of it if needed. Those things should be like something that could be inspiring, something that we would want to make. It could be an idea that you could bring out for us, and that's like something I would want to inspire you with. There are also like these kind of balloons that I love to call them. They're also called popovers. It depends what you want to call them. There are also these kind of screen overlays that are called. I'm just using the language that we use in making KMLs. And those kind of balloons, interactive balloons, or could be something that is controlled by a phone. And those kind of show that we show it onto the Liquid Galaxy. We have this thing where we show the logos on the left LG screen, and on the rightmost we show the balloon. We really like to do that because that shows the whole information onto the Google Earth, and we could show that the visualization on the main screens or on the center screens. This could also be done onto the maps, which would be like synced effect between maps and Earth, and I really love to do those kind of visualizations. So yeah, I'm looking forward to like your ideas and how you can just use these features and make the best possibilities of applications around polylines and polygons. I believe there is not enough emphasis I can give to that. These are so good, and whenever we have applications that involve like kind of polylines which are animating maybe, and kind of polygons or places which are like 3D buildings and so on and so forth, we really love that because they segment out coloring and they show the other adjustments onto places, they show the sections that we want to show. And now, because this is like, we are not users of, like, we are not opening Google Map on a phone, we are actually people who are developers of it. We are actually able to configure stuff, we are actually able to send KML onto the Liquid Galaxy and these stuffs, and we are able to configure Google Maps, and making them together, having that shared experience is like really great, and something that I would want you to bring forth, and you can see the rich experiences that we can do. So I would really love if you can just take care about the UI and UX whenever you are building applications. Give us the best kind of UI experiences, the an app that like totally amazes and stuns us, and bring out those ideas and proposals for us. Interactive popovers is another thing. It is called popovers, or it can be called a KML balloon. That is something that we show on the rightmost LG screen. If paired up with a Google map that has these rich enhanced capabilities, that we can show it both on the Google Maps, maybe on a Flutter or on a Maps that is on the web platform, and show that 3D-ness of like how we can have a popover that is coming onto both the places and have this sync rich experiences. And even I was thinking that maybe there could be an app that just has a Google Map, and that's like the whole of the app, and you can just make immersive experiences by configuring our maps, and that is connecting and playing on stuff with the Google Earth of the Liquid Galaxy. That would be really nice. That would be something that we would love to see. Maybe it has a very nice UI and UX, and we would love to see those kind of experiences. Markers is another story. We have like this kind of 3D-ness, and we can, and I was just looking at that, we can actually make markers onto the place, but there are also things in that we can do in KML as well as we can do in maps that allows us to have this height attribution, and we can just make the kind of the marker a bit high, at a bit altitude onto a certain place. These things are possible if we combine the effect of like what a marker does, as well as what can be done by adding those kind of lines in on top of it. And this would emphasize a place. Maybe a default icon is too much inside the place because the 3D building has an altitude. So these kind of things would make a much better user experience for us, and something that we would love to see. We also have 3D models. So I have seen a lot in 3D models that could be done onto the Liquid Galaxy. Maybe there could be a flight or a plane that's flying, and there could be that the plane is being controlled by one that you have on the Google Maps, or it could be that you have a controller on the maps, and maybe some kind of 3D models that can be toggled around by clicking some buttons and so on. Like, give us your ideas, what you can do with these kind of stuff, when you know that there are so many surreal possibilities. And I would love you to explore these kind of things, and give us some use cases and maybe ideas that we could like help you around, and you can gain a very great open source GSOC or very great experience with it. So yeah, that's like the open source heart that we would want to run with. We also have really great animations. It could be like you are clicking a place, the place is like moving 360, or it could be some kind of animation where you're doing a fly to of one place to another, which is like called a fly camera to, or fly camera around onto the maps. So there are a bit of technicality differences in like how we call it when we are using it onto the Google Earth, and how we are calling it with SSH, and versus how we are calling it onto the maps. And maybe you can learn the best of both and make something that is a synced version of both. That would be really nice. You would be able to build these kind of experiences and have these kind of surreal sync experiences between maps and Earth, and give us these interactive side tours. I'm remembering an app which was AI based. That was like an AI based touristic tour experience. I believe was built by Rohit, and we had these kind of experience where you will tell a budget, you would want to tell the places you want to visit, and it would give you a tour of those kind of places, and based on your budget, the AI will respond to you, maybe a Gemma or Gemini model. And we can combine the best of like all worlds, like Google Earth, Gemini, and AI, as well as Google Maps, and that would give us like a very great app that would be very googly as well as very fun to use. So yeah, I would say so that I would also wanted to keep it to a real use case as well. Like, what was a project that was like something that inspired me, something that I saw, and yeah, this is something I want to work on. This is something that looks really really nice. That was the La Palma volcano eruption tracking tool. It was back in 2022. We just had a very huge calamity where the volcano was erupted at the end of 2021, between September to December. It was like, September 19 to December 19 or December 21. These 3 months of devastation into the Spain's Canary Island, which is like the La Palma is an island which is like offshore to Africa, somewhere in the west. It is, but it is a part of the Spain, and it is an island usually away from Spain, and something that has active volcanoes, and there was one that erupted just last year. So you can think about the impact that it has on the land, the kind of like thousands of hectares of lands was destroyed, many areas were affected. I was just seeing the visualization, thousands of buildings got destroyed. It was really great that the people got evacuated. And this like reminds me that Google Earth can do disaster response. We can have disaster response applications as well. And this was one that shows the progression of the lava, shows all the things. And I would love you to visit and see the Google web store for us, and just see the La Palma app, maybe install it and just check it onto your own Liquid Galaxy. We love you to see the tracks, houses destroyed, and farm, so you can understand the kind of possibilities that you have and create and give us very nice user experience, very nice user interfaces and applications that like speak to us, that like show the things that we can see in a very surreal fashion. And that is something very nice that the Google Earth has been doing, and it is like a visualization tool where we can do kind of disaster response AI based application. Maybe there is a satellite that is orbiting around Earth, and we are making some kind of an application that is showing the satellite's position onto Google Earth. Those kind of applications are also possible. It could be a Mars rover that is on Mars, and you can have some kind of 3D Mars rover that is moving on top of Mars, which is also possible with Google Earth. And yeah, this is something really nice and something really crafty, where I would want you to like think of your own applications, your own ideas on how you can do it. How I went with it is I saw the 3D interactive map. I believe if you visit this site, it would not be available right at this moment because the lava flow is like stopped now. We had to cache all the data onto the onto the La Palma map and show it onto the Google Earth of the Liquid Galaxy. But we had like at that time I was exploring things. It was like my time of bringing a very good idea. It was not my own idea because it was already there onto the posted GSOC 22 list of ideas. But I had that I would want to do some explorations, show some real use cases. So very nice proposals which has very good designs, because I was good at more of the UI stuff. I was good at showing that I can make very nice crafty animations, and I could make these kind of surreal looking polygons and polylines. And this was like one of my explorations there. Maybe you saw an idea and you saw any of the previous ideas and you thought that, yeah, I could workshop it. Maybe I could have used this, and maybe in the upcoming ideas, you could show your own craftiness, and maybe you can bring your own idea if you are like really eager to contribute to and just see that what are the possibilities with Google Earth. And yeah, I believe I would not want to take any more time. I believe you would have some questions, would want to answer them instead now. And I hope that this was a very good, enjoyable session where you learned a lot about the use cases and things that you could do with the Google Maps platform, and was brought to you by with the help of the Google Maps team, as well as you could do with the Liquid Galaxy and help us with our community. And yeah, thank you so much for attending this and having this time. I hope you brought some questions and your thoughts. I'll be looking down onto the YouTube, where I believe you would be and would be seeing it. So yeah, Andrew, are you there?
I am.
Amazing, amazing. And let me just open YouTube and also be checking on some questions that
Well,
people may have.
actually, YouTube, there are no questions. People is always shine at the beginning, but in a few seconds, we hope to have questions regarding your nice presentation and whatever else they want to ask you.
Amazing.
So,
Yeah.
first question from Discord. Let me read a little bit first. Well, actually, Vedansh is commenting, agreeing whatever you said about using the Google Earth for disaster, continuous overview and so on. Okay, I don't know who's that guy. I only see the K. So those ideas are pretty interesting and super cool, but at the same time, they feel ambitious to implement. So are we expected to just come up with ideas and surface level of implementation, or complete 100% implementation? How you will answer this, K guy?
Amazing. I would say that they should be ambitious, because if you will like aim like for the stars and make sure that your aim is like really high, you will make sure that you can land onto some place very nice. And I would say that you should just start off with like a basic idea, something that is like really catchy to you, and you can just think that yeah, this is something that I would want to implement, and we can just surely work out the ways like how it is possible, what are the technical implications of it, and how could that be possible, and how you could make it. So I would say believe that you can fly, and maybe you can. So make sure that you have like really great ambitious ideas that you want to present.
It's okay. So this goes to my main phrase, usual phrase says, work hard and achieve your
Yeah.
goals. So
Yeah.
just could you please go to the very first page of your presentation? Let it this way, but go to the not only to the thank you. Okay. So
I think we have
depend.
on YouTube as well. If you want, I can read that out.
I'm gonna read the one of Deepen. Will it be technically feasible to take live aircraft data from sources like flight radar and visualize those flights as moving 3D airplanes in real time on Google Earth in Liquid Galaxy? What is your answer to this?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. And there has been applications which the Google Earth team has shown. So there was a, if you go to the developer guide for KMLs on Google Earth, you will see that there is a Ferris wheel example, and that wheel is moving in real time. It is making the 360. It is an animated
Josh,
part.
I hope you remember that we already have done this project.
Yeah, we
So
have. We have.
we have it. We have it. The question is that you are not gonna find it easily. It is on repository.
Yeah.
It's already done. It was done by a guy called Albert,
Okay.
and on real time we have 15,000 planes in Europe over the Liquid Galaxy. It was incredible. It works perfect. So it's feasible. We don't need,
Yeah.
but we don't need it. Python. Many years ago, I will say almost 8 or 10 years, 10 years ago. So it has to be. It can be renewed. It's very easy. It's a very easy project.
Amazing.
But it has to be done in Flutter. We will not allow you to do it in Python.
Yeah.
So Deepen, yes, and we will love it to see your ideas and proposals regarding this. Read the one and the first one in the YouTube from Bomi
Amazing.
Shibare.
I'm the one with on YouTube. As someone new, Bhumi says, when seeing these kind of 3D cities, what's a good way to start thinking about a possible Liquid Galaxy enhancements? So think of like most of our Liquid Galaxy applications could be something like controllers. And a way to control onto Google Earth would be like onto the Liquid Galaxy of Google Earth would be like you can just press a button, maybe some kind of visualization come up. You can do that, but at the same time, what if you have the map interface and you can just use the map interface to sync with the Google Earth, and maybe there's a 3D building that comes out on the map as well as on the Earth. This is something that is very much possible. It is very much sync, and the best interface for like Earth would be a map, because that's like the exact replica of things, but just a bit 2D, as well as 3D maps just does it on par with the Google Earth. So this is something that you can think about. Maybe just start with a very basic KML that is coming from a button, and then slowly build your way up to making sure that you can use a map interface to control an Earth interface, which would be very nice. Uh, does that answer your question? As well as I will be moving to the next question here, which is, I believe, Tanishk questions. At Liquid Galaxy, do you have geographical data of any popular monuments or buildings too, so we can make 3D models of those? I would love to answer that. We have a lot of applications that have been built with a lot of public or open source data that has been through mapping data of like Sentinel or Copernicus, or could be NASA's own APIs, as well as there is a lot of open source data. We had a project just last year which was around the Google research, and there was buildings, a lot of building data around the South American region, and we had like those implemented out, and you can just check out those applications, as well as you can check out the open source code. You will be able to find out the resources, the APIs that it is hitting, and the part that it is taking those data from. So yeah, there are a lot of KML, GeoJSON, JSON data that is possible for you to make your own polylines, polygons, or even 3D visuals.
But to be clear, and please stop by, I will be the one reading the questions or giving you pass. To be clear with Tanish. So maybe if you are saying about making your 3D models to go into our applications,
Yeah.
3D models of buildings at beginning without going too deep, the answer is no. What I mean, I don't know. Tanish, you can explain us a little bit what is your idea, but what I'm picking is that you want to put 3D buildings, 3D models or buildings, because we were talking about buildings, inside the liquid galaxy. So this is not simple. This is not simple. Buildings are usually very complicated KMLs, and believe me, we do that when there were no buildings nothing 3D in Google Earth. So it depends. Just answer to us if you are talking about 3D models, what kind of models you say, or if you are asking about 3D buildings, just come back to us. Next one, you can get it. Yash, Devicer, Reddit.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I believe so that the only public access that you have would be to this stream, and you can just rewatch it again and again. So that's like my answer.
So the answer is no, but you can rewatch the stream. Good question. Yeah. So Tanish, we will wait for your question. Let me go back to the Discord. I have plenty of screen full of questions here. Abhishar, there are no silly questions. All questions are welcome. I am very new to Liquid Galaxy and also new to the server, but is this initiative available in the Android app format as well, or is it like only on web? What you will say, Yash? The experience I understand he's saying about the Liquid Galaxy experience. The question is this available on an Android app, or it is like only on web?
I would want to like that. That is a question that I would answer with a question like, have you checked out the Liquid Galaxy
no.
the application that we make?
No, because he says I'm new to the Liquid Galaxy and to the server. So welcome to our little community, Abhisar, Abhisar. Sorry for my bad pronunciation of Indian names. And let me try to answer you. Please take a look at the community chat or the FAQ, whatever channel, and at our page in liquidgalaxy.eu and read everything. It's clearly explained there. But the answer is no. This is not for Android. We use Android to do the user interface, the data management, but the Liquid Galaxy is a cluster of computers running Linux, and not one, a minimum of 3, 5, 7, and so on. And this is not only web. Usually it's not only web. Sometimes we do web things. Yash developed last year a web. Explain it for a bit.
The web app is something that we did last year. Maybe we could have some web applications. We usually love to have these Flutter kind of applications that are able to control Earth and are so surreal. With the web applications, what we did was we had an LG server, which was like a node server that was running, as well as an LG web app, which is like a fully vanilla-based applications on the front end. And we were sending out some connections onto the LG server, which was like externally located. And it was finally sending it to the Google Earth cluster, which is like the one that is called the Liquid Galaxy. It is not Android or web based because it is like a Linux based where we are running Google Earth and we are using SSH and there's WebSockets to connect it. So it is much more complicated than that.
So we have still many questions. Debmo-san says, what can be the application if we tend to use Galaxy in game development? Please, Deb, say Liquid Galaxy, not Galaxy. I don't know what Galaxy is. Liquid Galaxy in game development. What you will say, Yash?
We have game applications too. So I believe it was Dave who built a very nice application. I'm forgetting the name of it. It was a very nice application around this, where you have to check like what is the flight path and whenever the flight is landing or if it cannot be.
Airport controller, might by Dave.
Yeah, it uses the Kennedy approach, and it was a really nice application, and we all loved it. So yeah, you can.
But we have many more, and those are based in web, not in Google Earth. Those are based in web. So the answer is, what can be the application if we don't use Liquid Galaxy in game development? You can make and again, it's because we can have just applying vanilla canvas in HTML. So from here, you can make whatever you want. Just please check our repositories and videos. Next, go to the next one. You said we can add 3D CAD models into Google Earth. How is that done?
Amazing. So there is something called .dae or collada format files, and you may have thought about like, and I would give a very basic idea about like when you think about a 3D model, you think about also like how we can export and use it onto the web. What you do is you use a .gltf format, which allows you to have those 3D models in a web architecture. For Google Earth or for adding it to like a KML, you would have to make it in a format that is sensible to KML, which is called a .dae or a collada model file that would just directly work. And if you just put it into the Google Earth, and it would just load up that kind of the 3D visual. And I believe that there is a start here channel that we have onto Discord, and we have like one of the videos that shows like for a 1 minute duration, it shows like how I have created a very basic application and a very basic 3D model on Blender, and then I have just put it onto Google Earth, and just it started working, and you were able to see a 3D model. So yeah, it is very much possible. You can make 3D models, and it would be really nice if you do so.
We have developed many applications regarding this 3D CAD thing, but I will say that we work with two kinds of platform. One is Google Earth, deploying vanilla Google Earth across all of our screens. And then when we launch Node.js in all the screens with a Chromium canvas, and you can move the same way the information between the canvas with all the screens. So my advice is, do not use complicated models into the Google Earth thing, because it's not going to work. Not going to work, because the computers usually we have at the Liquid Galaxy systems are not as powerful. And sometimes when you move the information from one to the other, it's not running well. But if you go web and you have simple models, it works easily. We do a BIM application, BIM, B-E-M, a few years ago by a Brazil students. Look for it, and it was only in Node.js and web. Next, up here, can we integrate our own trained MLDL models with Liquid Galaxy for visualization rendered via KML? What's the best format or workflow to do that? What do you say?
Is the question around like adding your own 3D models or KMLs?
No, sorry. Can we integrate our own, meaning their own, trained MLDL models with Liquid Galaxy for visualization rendered via KML? And what's the best format or workflow to do that?
Amazing. So I think that the whole thing is that you think about like what you're sending to the Liquid Galaxy is essentially the output, right? It is just the KML. So you are making an application, which could be a Flutter app, and that is your controller. You can do all the things that you want onto that controller, make sure that the end output is a KML, and that is the thing that you can send onto the Liquid Galaxy, if that answers your question.
Well, I will add a few things. So up here, regarding your own trained MLDL models, this is complicated. Let me explain a little bit how it works. We have been on the AI thing before the actual AI hype was. We've been doing artificial intelligence projects with computer vision since many, many years ago. So, as this year, what are we doing? Same that we do in the last 2 years. We have a specific new server that is a part of the plain basic Liquid Galaxy system that runs Dockers. And inside the Docker, you can run whatever you want. And then from your Flutter application, you connect to the Docker in the same network. And from the Docker, you can send whatever KMLs you create to the Liquid Galaxy. If you look at many presentations, you will see a diagram on how technology works or Techstars works, and it works like this way. So you can do it two ways. You can run your own models, and the most easy way is just claim a model from outside through an API like Gemini or whatever. This is the simplest way. But I want to end saying that be careful, because we don't have H200 GPUs at the Liquid Galaxy system. We have more basic, I would say RTX 30s, 40s on a Liquid Galaxy RIS. So if you plan to use a huge model that needs a lot of resources, you're going to fail. This is not going to work. And let me add the last tip regarding this thing. This year, we are going to have new projects that will run on a Raspberry Pi 5 with a coprocessor, neural coprocessors inside, and a NVMe disk that will be the platform to run this kind of projects. So in a Raspberry Pi 5 with a specific neural chip, you can run pretty nice small models like Gemma from Google and many other ones running at a decent speed. So this is a tip of what will appear around starting January when we post our projects for next year. So
Amazing.
let's go for another one.
I mean, there is one point I want to add, like about performance as well, that whenever you create like industry level applications or any interfaces, you want to have like it very performant. Some of the applications that we create, you do not want an app to be like 200 or 300 MBs of an application. That is like not very nice or not very optimized. So we prefer that if you can make the most simplest or performance application, you can do very big wonders as well. And very connected question was like the thing that was asked like around like sculpting a whole 3D building. That would be a very complex 3D thing to show on to Earth, but you can do just a very basic kind of a 3D model, and you could just wrap it across maybe a very good nice looking image that is like looking 3D, giving the whole effect and giving you the whole immersive effect, but it is very much like 2 or 3 KBs of data instead of like making a 100 MB 3D model that is not even able to load. So be very careful about optimization. That is something that have to be done in like real industry as well. Yeah.
So, excuse me. Yes, go.
So yeah, I wanted to say that maybe we can also take a look. We have like 3-4 questions on the
No,
YouTube.
we still have to finish this one because there is more questions. Think about that we have a word that most people do not know, and when we reach the Liquid Galaxy project, then suddenly they know. And the word is KISS. Could you please remember to people what KISS mean?
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid. So that's like one of the UX laws as well. You have to keep it very simple. Then only things would work. Then only people would be able to use it. If something loads takes like more than 5 or 10 seconds, people usually drop it, and you do not want your app to have a bad user experience.
Okay. Really great session. Thank you, Vinaya. What data formats work best for large astronomical data sets in LG, like KML or Stream APIs? And can we use Stream APIs? What would your answer?
If we have streaming, so I would give you an application example which was built by Rufaida. It was the AIS application that was showing the whole ships that were flowing into the Norwegian Nordic regions, and it was like the data had like a lot of like I would say rendering issues because it was such large data. And then we changed it to an approach where it was streamed onto, and that became like really fast, and it was one of the nicest applications that I believe I have seen. So I would want you to just check out that application, see how it streams the KML data, and maybe you would be making an application that has a lot of data, but you'd be streaming it so it looks really fast and very snappy.
The application is on Go Store. It's called IES, whatever, and you can find it in our website. Uman, can we integrate other source platforms like Stellarium, which start mapping software with Liquid Galaxy? Is that possible? Let me add where it is. We already done that, Umang, many years ago, but it again, like the planes thing, it was done with old technology. The old technology has changed a lot, so it's a proposal for next year, GSOC, if you're here for this, that we will be very interested in see your opinion, your proposal, because we did that in the past. It was nice, but it was something like 10 years ago. So is that possible? Stellarium is open source. We have worked with them before, and it's doable again with Flutter on the controller and with Node.js, Chromium on the Liquid Galaxy rigs. If you want, read the next one in YouTube.
Actually, people have posted the YouTube questions to Discord in this time, so we are out of the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to take a look at many screens. That's the reason I'm
Yeah,
moving my eyes again and so on. Thank you,
great.
Sir, for answering. I will check the Python project talking about the, the Air API for planes. Bloomy Seward says asks, which KML feature is a good starting point for learning Liquid Galaxy? You.
Check. I would say like I wouldn't be a bit biased here. Like check the La Palma application. You would like really love, enjoy it, and it has really nice controller as well as a nice user interface. Controls with the map as well. The code is open source and could be a very great starting point.
Good. So we have a question that is a very common question.
Okay.
But sorry, but you are not gonna know your or LG score. LG score is our internal system to track your
Yeah.
your activities, and it's not a public information for many reasons I will not say here. So if you want to know a little bit more, go to our website. I wrote an explanation a few days ago, say what's the LG score, and that is the only thing we made public. Okay, Minayak, thank you for questioning, and please go to the Go Store. By the way, Go Store was a project made by mentor Yash. Thank you for doing that. We have most of our applications, not all of the applications there. And also, we wait for any other questions. We are going to make a little improvement this week. Hopefully, we are going to add videos, short videos of the applications. The students working at the Liquid Galaxy Lab headquarters in Lleida, they have recorded demo videos, 1 minute on a real Liquid Galaxy, and we have posted these videos on the Go Store. This way, you go there and you see how the application what does. Uman says, thank you for answering my question. I will like and draw some inspiration. Perfect. Go. What do you
Amazing. I was suggesting that because the Go Store is also open source and we still have many applications that are yet to be added, you all can just feel free to like check the code base, check the data, and like help us out here and add more applications. All the pull requests are welcomed. I'll be reviewing them, making sure that we can have like all of our applications that were like over the years into our Go web store. Also, like if you would want to like take part and make sure that you can do contributions, raise your LG score, this is a very nice initiative to help out.
So again, there is another question in YouTube. I'm going to answer this. So it's talking about Stellarium. What part would you suggest understanding first? How the Stellarium is able to handle several screens. You just have to look at their whatever information they have on their code, and believe me, they have information to not just show their information in one screen, but in many. So we do that in the past, many years ago, and again, it's feasible to be redone again, and we can be very interested in a project like that. Because we do plenty of stuff related to the space, and the Liquid Galaxy is a very nice tool to take a look at spatial information, both in the space spatial and the space from app. We'll wait for a second. Neo and Tanishk Deharia are writing questions. How is the weather here in your place, Yash?
It's really cold here. So
what means really cool for you, Indians? What is?
I think it's around 10 degree in Celsius here, and I think that's like really cool for us. But it goes to like 0 degrees at like the minimum.
It goes down to 0.
At the minimum, but that's like rarely happens, but it could be like 3 to 4 degrees at times. So that's like also
okay. We are almost in winter. We are still not in the winter. So will you go under 0?
No, never. We never had like snowfalls or that. But yeah, it gets cold.
We have more or less the same weather here, but we are used to have this 10, 5, 0 or a little bit below 0. Today was something like 17. Some places the sky was not clear, but in some other places it was. The installation button in Ghoster downloads the APK. It's a bit misleading, I think. It got me confused at the very first. Was it intended to work like this? That's your question.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you think about like it is a web application cannot install the app directly. It is not Play Store. Play Store has more like more accountability. It is embedded as a system level application in your phone. So that would like directly be able to install and change things in your operating system and be able to install like new applications and so on. From a web perspective, it should not happen that way because that would be a huge security thing that if you click on install and some miscellaneous application got installed directly, you would have to give it permissions and make sure that you can install it from there. So yeah, those buttons are like working the way it is intended to be.
But if you have an idea, you can propose it, and even as just say, this is an open source tool. Here,
Yeah.
another person, I don't remember which persons, some of the contributors helped you on that? Or
Yeah, we had like last year contributors that were really helpful, and we had
Yeah.
like most of the applications there.
Okay, so you can comment or ask for a PR or talk with us regarding this, and we may be interested in whatever opportunities you find to improve the application. But this is not going to be a project for GSOC if you are here for GSOC. Neo says download will be better name for that, I think. Download.
We can workshop the name. That's totally fine. I think that when you click on it, it says downloading instead of installing. If it does not, then maybe I can take a look at it. Even you can just send a PR and maybe we can just review it. That's also
Sure.
totally feasible.
Send a PR, Neo. Yeah, sure
Yeah.
for you that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait 20 more seconds, not much seconds.
Okay.
We are almost at 7. What time is here? It's late, 11.
11:30, around
11:30.
11:30. Yeah.
Late in India. I would love to thank you, Neo, for contributing. So guys, I think this is the end. Thank you very much to the almost 20 persons that was live at the Discord, the other ones that were live at the YouTube. I hope the sound works good today.
Yeah.
And thank you, Yash, for coming and for sharing your experience and for
Was wonderful.
contributing to training to our community. Let's wait for 5 seconds because I see 3 contributors writing.
Okay.
Thank you, Uman. Really good session. Thank you. 5 seconds, and we are gonna close the session.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Vinayak. Eternity is also writing. Thank you, Kartik. And Eternity. And this is it. Thank you, Yash.
Yeah.
Thank you, community.
Sure.
See you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Welcome to a world you can see through panoramic screens. Living in the grand spatial dream. Visualize just what we mean. Innovation shaping our fate. Together we celebrate. From data to display, community lights the way. Liquid galaxy, we see it all. Technological marvel standing tall.